You are aligned with the stars and the planets, and today is the day to remember that alignment. You've been aligned since the very beginning of time, but you've forgotten. Now is the time to remember, to awaken, to step into the fullness of your belonging. Atoms vibrating in you were there at the beginning, created from fire, coming together to have the eyes horizontal and the nose vertical. Today we approach the solstice, the shortest day of the year. Our meditation practice is not just a reflection of our minds, but a reflection of the external world. When it's raining, if we're sitting really deeply, then we can feel that. And when it's sunny, we can feel that too. We can feel changes internally with the external environment. When the days are short, our body feels it. We change. Perhaps we want to sleep longer, eat more, cuddle. In the sutra on mindful breathing, there is a passage that reads something like, when the practitioner is breathing in a long breath, she is aware of breathing in a long breath. When the practitioner is breathing out a long breath, she is aware of breathing out a long breath. When the practitioner is breathing in a short breath, she is aware of it. And when breathing out a short breath, she is aware of it. And the key here in this particular sutra is to align our minds with our breathing, whether it's long or short. In the same way, we can try to align ourselves with the rhythms of the planet, dark and light. In ancient times, 800 years ago, there was no time like we consider it today. Monks based their schedule on the light and the dark, not on clock time. Waking, sleeping, meditating were all in sync with these rhythms, the natural rhythms of the planet. And frankly, today we're out of touch with nature's rhythms. But we can align back up with the natural world by using our breathing, through using our breathing. The breath itself is like a sutra, or is a sutra. Right? The breath itself is like a sutra, or maybe it is a sutra, the sutras being the teachings of the Buddha. When we breathe in, we're breathing in the sutra. When we breathe out, we're breathing out the sutra. We're not far away. We don't have to open a book in order to find the sutras. All we need to do is attend to our breathing. The sutra is very close, very intimate with us. Case 3 of the Shoyoroku reads, this poor follower of the way, when breathing in, does not dwell in the realm of skandhas, and when breathing out, is not caught up in the many externals, not caught in the internal world, not caught in the external world. Always do I thus turn 100,000 million billion rolls of sutras. I love that line. Always do I thus turn 100,000 million billion rolls of sutras. Are we aware that we are turning the sutras with each breath that we take? let's take a moment to consider what a sutra is. What are we talking about? Literally, the word sutra is derived, or our word for thread is derived from sutra. Suture is connected to sutra. Even the word like a suture, a stitch, is related etymologically to the word sutra. So the function of the sutra is to bind two things together that are split, that are broken, or that are wounded. How well can you breathe? Just take a moment to think about that. Have you ever had a blocked nasal passage? I'm sure you've all had the experience of not being able to breathe through your nose. And how wonderful it is once that nose clears up and that we can actually breathe. Yogis took up this question of breathing really, really seriously. Some practice ways to clear the nose from obstructions. And there's a practice called sutra neti, neti having to do with the nostrils. And sutra is actually literally a thread so the practice of sutra neti is where one takes a thread and puts it in one nostril until it comes down through the throat and out through the mouth. And then using the thread, you massage back and forth to clean out your nostril, almost like you're flossing your nostril. So a question you can, I mean, maybe it sounds gross to our ears today, but does it work? How well do you breathe? Can you improve your breathing? And what can we do to improve it? These are questions maybe to keep in mind as part of our practice, because our physical body affects how we think, and is also connected with the natural world. Our breath functions as a sutra, binding up the deep split between our mind and body. Breath is called or considered the royal road to mind-body oneness. So to be able to breathe, right, is the beginning, and to conscious breathing, bringing together, healing that split between mind and body. Western ways of thinking have been quite traumatic on our psyche. Descartes, for example, said, "I think, therefore I am." So he says that he posits thinking over and above the physical body. If the thought, what we think, is considered more important, superior even, our thoughts being superior to our body. And sometimes they may be, sometimes our thoughts might be, but usually our thoughts reaffirm our sense of not belonging to the world, right? I mean, think about your own thoughts. Are they helpful, or do they get in your way? Oftentimes they reaffirm a sense of shame, of a feeling of not belonging, a feeling of disconnect with the world, to our disconnect from our community, disconnect even from our physical self. We think we're unworthy of love, and then because we hold what we think in high esteem, we believe this. We believe our thoughts. I love it. Can't remember. I think it was The Empire Strikes Back, where Darth Vader says something like, "Your thoughts deceive you," right? Darth Vader saying that. The sutra has us reconnect to the wisdom of our bodies. Without a body, there could be no thoughts. Body is the base. And in Zazen, by focusing on our breath, we are returning to the wisdom of our body, that the body is Buddha. That's we wake up. You wake up to Buddha through conscious breathing. Breath has us reintegrate body and mind. So, as we close, I'd like to consider a couple of questions maybe we can think about. In what ways does our body, our physical body, display wisdom? What are ways that help you to bring your mind back into your body? Because, to be honest, not all of us resonate with the practice of conscious breathing, and that's totally okay. What are ways that help you to bring your body and mind back together? Could you share an experience, perhaps, of being in your body that brought you to a sense of being fully alive and in alignment with the rhythms of life? So I'll end there, and let's maybe take a few moments to think about those questions and then have a bit of a discussion. Okay, thank you.